Jack Cafferty is standing by in New York with the Cafferty File. Jack?
Well, here's something, Wolf, we can all take some comfort in. The House Ethics Committee has a new leader. Incoming Speaker Nancy Pelosi has named Congresswoman Stephanie Tubbs Jones as chairwoman. The Ohio Democrat says she hopes to restore the public's confidence in both the Ethics Committee and in Congress. Good luck with that. The director of Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, that's a citizen watchdog group, doesn't think a new leader is going to make a whole lot of difference. Melanie Sloan says, quote, "They didn't do their job last year, and I don't think they'll do their job next year," unquote. The reason is members of Congress make and enforce their own ethics rules. Wait a minute, let me rephrase that. They make but seldom bother to enforce their own ethics rules. Remember last spring they started investigations of several congressmen, including Bob Ney, William Jefferson? We haven't seen any public reports on any of that. And most recently, the committee came up with that glorious whitewash on Congressman Mark Foley. It's worth noting that more voters in the midterm election just passed said that corruption and ethics in government was extremely important to them, more than any other issue, including the war in Iraq. So here's the question. What's the first thing you would do if you were the head of the House Ethics Committee? Email your thoughts to CaffertyFile at CNN.com or go to CNN.com/CaffertyFile. Wolf.
I think our viewers are going to have a lot of thoughts on that, Jack. Thanks very much. Check in with Jack Cafferty. He's got the Cafferty File. Jack?
The incoming House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, has named Congresswoman Stephanie Tubbs Jones as the new chairwoman of the Ethics Committee. The Ohio Democrat says she hopes to restore the public's confidence in both the Ethics Committee and in Congress. The question is, what's the first thing you would do as the head of the House Ethics Committee? Ed wrote, simple, cut out the root of corruption by eliminating the lobbyist. Take away the temptation to be lured by big business and big money, and put other incentives in place to make the Congress act on behalf of middle-class Americans. Yeah, that'll happen. Bob in Florida writes, I would propose that ethics offenders not be eligible for presidential pardons. That way, perhaps bought and paid for corporate lackeys wouldn't populate most of our congressional seats. Mel in Florida, what happened to the investigation of Senator Frist on his insider trading charges? Looks to me like he's above the law, but hey, they got Martha Stewart. Jane in Wisconsin, the first thing the Ethics Committee needs to do is look into the many corrupt Democrats that have had no scrutiny given to them by the media. All we've heard about in the mainstream press is how bad the Republicans have been. Peggy writes, the first thing I would do is form a group of counsel that's not a part of Congress, and they would deal with the investigations and prosecution of infractions, large and small, in all branches of government. This should have been done a long time ago. No agency or office should be investigating itself. And Michael in Massachusetts, Jack, the first thing they should do is ask for a shaman, a witch doctor, and a priest, and have an exorcism. The place is a mess. Wolf.